A very good morning to all the students of class 7. Today we are going to study English 1 and in that Unit 6 Art. Unit 6 Art, Activity 1. See here they have given one poem, Starry Starry Night, which has been written by Don McLean, and they have given this is based on a well-known artist whose name was Vincent van Gogh, and he was very famous painter who painted how many more than 900 paintings during his life. See, many of his paintings that are famous for that people have written poems and songs on them. See, his painting was so much famous that people wrote poems on and songs also on his painting. And one such song on his painting is Starry Starry Night, that has been written by whom? Don McLean. See over here they have given, and the song beautifully describes some of the Van Gogh's famous paintings. It describes the Van Gogh's paintings, and read the text of the song and identify the paintings. Underline the lines and write beside the number of the painting as shown in the example. Okay, let me read it out. Paint your palette blue and grey. Look out on a summer's day. See, you paint with enough through a plate blue and grey, and look out in a summer. It's a summer day with eyes that knows the darkness in my soul. Shadow on the hills. He describes about the shadows of the hills. Sketch the trees and daffodils. To sketch all the trees and daffodils. Catch the breeze and the winter chills in colors on the snowy linen land. Starry, starry night. Flaming flowers that brightly blaze. See all the flowers that brightly blaze. Swirling clouds in the violet haze. The clouds are in the violet haze. Reflect in Vincent's eyes of china blue. See, it reflects in the eyes of Vincent's. Colors changing hue. Morning fills to ember grain. Withered faces lined in plain as soothed beneath the artist's loving hand. So it is describing such a beautiful poem that has been written by Don McLean. See, when Vincent van Gogh, a very renowned painter he was, and who painted 900 paintings on different subjects, and his painting have been highly commended for years together. And see in this poem certain lines that refers to some of his paintings, they are like line words, that is flaming flowers. See in the Van Gogh Vincent Van Gogh painting, the flower sunrise series, it is one type of, and swirling clouds, they are starry night, and weathered faces, that is the potato eaters. So it's all about this poem Starry Starry Night, written by Don McLean. And now we are going to discuss about Manjit Bhava and his painting in this activity too. He was a well-known painter, Manjit Bhava. See, do you know a world famous Indian painter who is also known for his own style of painting? Yeah, he was Manjit Bhava. Manjit Bhava was born in Punjab, where he was born in Punjab 1941, and his elder brother Manmohan Singh Bhava encouraged him to pursue art. See, his brother encouraged him to learn art and move ahead in the life. Manjit Bhava studied art at College of Art, that is in New Delhi. He studied over there of art. And do you know that there is a famous art college in Gujarat as well? So it is a faculty of fine arts, that is MS University of Baroda. See, after his art studies, when he has completed his art studies, Manjit Baba went to England and he worked as a silk screen printer. See where he went? He went to England and he worked as a silk screen painter over there. And after he returned to India, he was confused about what to paint. See, when he returned back to India, and he was very much confused. Now, what should be painted? Which rhythm he should adapt? So, read carefully what he said about the confusion on what to paint, and see what he said. On returning, on my return, I faced a crisis. See, when he was returning, he faced a crisis. I asked myself, what shall I paint? See what he asked? He asked himself, what should he paint? I couldn't be just another follower of European style of painting. I had been brought up on stories from Mahabharata, the Ramayana, and the Puranas, on the poetry of Varisha, a Punjabi poet, and reading from the Guru Granth Sahib, holy book of Sikh. See, thus many of his paintings are based on mythological stories. Why? Because he has read all the books like stories of Mahabharata, Ramayana, and Puranas. So, and his paintings, they are based on mythological. And Manjit Bhava's canvas are distinguishable in their colors. The orchard of sunflowers. See, orchard means what is a type of a red and yellow earth used in some paints, and of sunflowers, the green of paddy field, the red of the sun, the blue of the mountain sky. And he was one of the first painters to break out of the dominant grays and browns, and he opted for dominant means for more powerful. He was noticeable than any other one, and he was dominant grays and browns, and opted for more traditional Indian colors like pink, red, and violet. See, this was about Manjit Bhava. And see what they've asked: if you are a painter, what would you paint? Why? See, if I were a painter, I would like to paint different elements of nature because I love birds, animals, rivers, flowers, insects, and these designs of colors that reflects in the man's feelings and thoughts. So man's life is impossible without them, and it doesn't make ever endorse their obligations on him. So I would like to paint about the nature, related to nature. So that was my answer. You can write on your own also. See, if it is that when we talk about Manjit Bhawa's study and career of art, that he studied at the College of Art, that is in New Delhi, and after his art studies, Manjit Bhava went to England and he worked as a silkscreen painter over there. And he was also confused after returning from England, that which what could not decide. He was not able to decide what to paint, and this confusion was about the subject of paintings. And see, in which style he was, Manjit Bhava was not interested. He was not interested in the European style of painting, in following all the European styles. And see how our Manjit Bhava's painting different from others. When we talk, then his Manjit Bhava canvases are distinguishable in what? In their colors. And the orchard of sunflowers, green of paddy field, red of sun, blue of the mountain sky. And instead of dominant grays and browns, he chose different traditional Indian colors like pink, red, violet, etc. All these he used. So this was about Manjit Bhava and his painting. And now when we discuss about the next thing, that we could see that in this, as you observed in the activity 1 and 2, what we have done before about related to Manjit Bhava and that poem, we read famous Van Gogh poem. As you observed in activity 1 and 2, painters use different colors. See what the painters use? They use different types of colors, and they have different styles of painting. They too have different styles of painting also in their painting. And there are many artists who use different media to express themselves, like stone, clay, fabrics, iron, and other metals. Andy Goldsworthy is a unique artist who used mixed media. See, when we talk about there are many different artists, they use different media, different forms to express their thoughts. They use like stone, fabric, iron, etc. things they use. And when we talk about Andy Goldsworthy, he is a very unique artist, and what he did, he uses mixed media, everything mixture. And he is a British sculptor photographer and environmentalist producing site specific sculptures. He is a sculpturer, photographer also, and environmentalist, and he sculpture and land art that is situated in nature and urban setting, that all the sculptures where they are situated in natural and urban settings. And where did he live? He lives and work in Scotland. And see, any when we talk about any Andy's produces artwork. See, his artwork using natural materials like flowers, mud, ice, leaves, twigs, pebbles, blodders. Blodders means what? Very large rock. Snow, thorn, bark. Bark is the skin of a tree. Grass and pine cone. All these things, all these material he used in his sculpture. And all his artwork, different type of artwork, whatever he used to perform, he used to use all such type of material in his natural materials. And his works are made of all natural objects in the natural environment. And see, much of his work are made outside, and it is meant to be a temporary. See, some of his work are outside also, and they are meant for temporary basis. And he is also a photographer, and he photographs the artwork, and then it allows and to him to remain in the natural environment. So he stays in the natural environment and he lays at his own rate. See, when we talk about Goldworthy says, what did he say? That works with a nature as a whole and doesn't use man-made tools to produce his sculpture and installation. See, he used all the nature, all the equipments, all the material that we get from the nature, and that he used in his for photography also, as well as for sculpture. And he works as a natural environment. He was very much passionate towards this type of work, and he produces all his sculpture and installation in that. See, this Goldsworthy's artwork is very unique. Why? Because he works with nature and the whole, and he doesn't use any man-made tools to produce his sculptures and installation. So, I hope you have understood about the work that Goldsworthy has done related to all the nature, and he was firmly believing in the nature, and he used all the natural things rather than using man-made tools. I hope you have understood till here. And see here, one question is asked: do you know who is an environmentalist and why do you think an artist like Andy is called an environmentalist? See, an environmentalist broadly supports the goal of the environment related to environment. He seeks to improve and protect the quality of the natural environment. How? Through the changes of mentally harmful human activities. So Andy is called an environmentalist. Why? Because his artwork, all the work, his art related to art are made of all natural objects rather than man-made one. And he does not use any man-made tools to produce his sculpture and installation also. See, he works with nature as a whole, and he prepares all his artwork but then allows it to remain him along with a natural environment and decay and its own rate. So he does not exploit nature for his selfless motives. So that was the answer to this question. I hope you have understood this part. Thank you for listening.